There are 4 different accounts of the first vision in which Joseph Smith is personally involved in the sense that we would consider these first-hand accounts of the first vision. The first of these was probably first written down in the summer of 1832.
It begins with a bit of a disclaimer. He tells us about his difficult childhood. He had wonderful parents and a good family, but they were forced to work very hard for their living, and as a result, Joseph Smith doesn't get to go to school very much.
Although it's the first narrative account we have, it's not very well known. And in fact, for a long time, it was unknown. It seems like he's addressing a general audience. It's not like a personal journal entry. It seems like it's going to be made public at some point, but it never is.
It's 6 handwritten pages, and it starts with a wonderful line of a history of the marvelous acts that Joseph Smith does in the name of the Lord.
What it is an attempt to tell the personal meaning of the first vision experience to him as a youth.
On the face of it, it looks like it's just an incomplete project. On the other hand, another possibility is that it was meant to be a part of something bigger, and that Joseph Smith was only covering this part.
The first vision account in 1832 emphasizes above all else the voice of the Lord speaking to him personally, that there is redemption.
There's a serious concern among Joseph Smith and so many others about how to overcome fallenness. Everybody knows that you overcome fallenness by accessing the atonement of Jesus Christ. The big contention is, how do you access the atonement of Jesus Christ?
Joseph Smith had searched long enough as a young man for a religious home and found himself wanting. He went to the Grove because after attending the revivals, after hearing the preachers, he felt, as the evangelists intended their audience to feel, convicted of his sins.
He goes to the Lord in the wilderness. He says he retired to the wilderness. There was no one else to whom he could go, so he appeals to the Lord for mercy. He says, "The Lord opened the heavens upon me, and I saw the Lord." And he says to Joseph, "Joseph, my son, thy sins are forgiven thee." So it's interesting to notice what Joseph Smith finds important. What does he remember? What does he record? And that 1832 story about finding forgiveness is paramount in that memory.